They'll cry. They'll guilt you. They'll say, after everything I've done for you. But a stoic man doesn't bend. He doesn't break. He says one sentence on calm, clear, and unstoppable. You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am. That's it. That ends the game. Let's break down why it works and how to own it like a king. Emotional manipulation is a game of power. Manipulation isn't always evil. It's a way people protect their ego. They use guilt, silence, tears, sarcasm. Why? Because it works. Most men haven't been trained to emotionally protect themselves, only to pursue harmony at all costs. But harmony without boundaries is self-destruction. Most manipulation begins when you start caring more about how someone feels than about what is true. A woman says, "After all I do for you, this is how you treat me." She might not even be aware she's manipulating. But her words are designed to pierce your identity, to make you question your choices, your loyalty, your very masculinity. That's where most men fold. But the stoic man does something rare. He doesn't react. He doesn't retaliate. He simply centers his breath, calmly speaks truth. You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am. No war, no defense, no game, just boundary. Why that sentence works, in her mind and yours. Let's be brutally honest. Most emotional manipulation doesn't look like manipulation. It looks like care. It sounds like love. But it's a trade. Affection for obedience, emotion for control. When someone uses emotional tactics, they're not always trying to destroy you. They're trying to avoid themselves. That sentence, "You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am," disarms both sides. Here's what it does. 1. Validates her emotional right without surrendering your center. People don't need to be told they're wrong. They need to be seen. This sentence says, "I see you. You're allowed to feel," but it draws a line. I don't change who I am to please your discomfort. 2. Creates pause. Emotional manipulation feeds on reaction. The sentence creates silence. And in silence, people hear themselves. 3. Asserts internal authority. You are no longer seeking approval. You're standing in self-definition. This is what breaks the power dynamic. Real-life scenarios where this saves you. Let's look at 4 situations where this one sentence becomes your sword and shield. Scenario 1. The guilt trip. She says, "I guess you just don't care. All I do, and this is the thanks I get." You breathe, make eye contact, say nothing for 3 seconds, then reply, "You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am." No justification, no anger, no shame. Let her deal with her own projections. Scenario 2. The public undermining. You're at dinner with friends. She mocks you in front of everyone. Old you would have laughed it off, or snapped. The stoic you sits calmly, says later privately, "You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am." Now she understands you won't be shamed into submission. Scenario 3. The crying ultimatum. She's sobbing. She says, "If you really loved me, you'd change." You kneel, hold space, then respond. You have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am. That's not cold. That's leadership. Training yourself, use it calmly. You can't use this sentence if your identity is reactive. To say it with power and peace, you need to train your nervous system. Here's how. 1. Daily stillness practice. Sit for 5 to 10 minutes a day. No music, no phone, just your thoughts, your breath, and your presence. This builds your tolerance for discomfort. so you don't flinch when others project theirs onto you. 2. Journaling. Every emotional spike. Anytime someone gets to you emotionally, write it down. What happened? What did I feel? What story did I tell myself? Pattern awareness leads to pattern dominance. 3. Reading the Stoics before reacting when tempted to explode or collapse. Pause. Open Marcus Aurelius Seneca or Epictetus. Let them remind you. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. This is how the sentence becomes natural, automatic, effortless. What happens when you start saying it? Here's what will surprise you. When you start using this sentence regularly, people either respect you more or remove themselves from your life. And both are wins. Why? Because manipulation only thrives in unclear territory. Your calm response becomes a mirror. It forces others to face their own behavior. You'll also notice fewer fights, deeper self-trust, a stronger emotional immune system. That one sentence becomes the gatekeeper of your peace. Say it, mean it, walk away. You don't owe anyone your suffering. You don't have to break yourself to keep others comfortable. Let them feel, let them judge, let them talk. You stand. You say, you have the right to feel that way, but it doesn't change who I am. Then you walk away, not out of arrogance, but out of alignment, because that's what a Stoic man does. He doesn't collapse, he doesn't retaliate, he leads. Subscribe to the Mystic Stoic, where truth is power and silence is your sword.